Welcome to Walks with Moss. We are going on a bicycle backpacking adventure. We hope to spend a couple days out in the woods. We're going to a location that I haven't been at in over a year. Hopefully the location still exists. It hasn't been closed. A tree hasn't fallen on it. Got my heavy stuff in my bicycle and my light bulky stuff in my backpack. I should have put a backpack on Bella. I miscalculated how much room I have. It's a tight fit. But on the way out it'll be different because the dog food will be gone and my food will be gone, and it'll be a little bit easier to fit all this in here. Should be a fun trip. I'm really looking forward to getting away from it all. Not hearing the news for a couple of days will be great. Here's our oso berry right here. The spot I'm going to, I have found verpas at before, but it's been several years, so my hopes aren't too high, but I'm going to look. And I've also found oyster mushrooms there the last 2 years in a row, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get some oyster mushrooms. Bella is so ready to go. Let's go do this. I'm going to walk my bike down this hill, even though it's true I have a mountain bike and I'm in the mountains. I am not a mountain biker, and the way back up's really gonna be fun. I remember that from last time. I hope I'm not pushing my bike down this hill for no reason. So when we get to the bottom of this hill, we will find out if I can actually cross the creek that takes us to the campground. We'll see. I can see the creek up ahead and it's flowing pretty good. Don't know if we'll make it across here or not. Well, here we are. Wow. It's definitely flowing a little higher than I was hoping, but I think I'm gonna go for it anyway. We'll probably take 2 trips. One with my backpack and one with my bicycle. Okay, I'm gonna give this a try. I realized I gotta hold on to Bella too, because this might be more water than Bella can get across without a problem. That's gonna make it extra difficult for me, trying to keep my dog from floating away while trying to keep myself from floating away. We'll see. And by the way, this water is extraordinarily cold. Well, Bella, can you do it? I think Bella's okay. Gonna let her go. Yeah, good. One less thing to worry about. Oh, and I'm okay too. Made it across. But I gotta go back and get my bicycle next. I have no idea what crossing a stream on a bicycle is like. Does the bicycle help or hinder? I'm about to find out. I'm hoping my bicycle won't give me too much drag. I mean, the tires are kind of skinny, right? Maybe the bicycle will give me a little stability. I wish I'd done some research first to know the best way to get a bicycle across the creek. Just gonna have to do it by trial and error here. Good news is, if I slip and fall, I'm not gonna drown. I'm just gonna get very wet and cold and probably have to turn around and immediately go back home. Okay, here we go. I've decided my bicycle is probably going to give me some stability because I can put the brakes on. Yeah, I've never done this before. All right, I'm gonna do it quickly because it's freaking cold. Oh, the bicycle is pulling me a bit, but not more than I can handle, I don't think. You know what? I should be downstream from my bicycle, I think. Yeah. Don't want the bicycle pulling me downstream. I guess it's better if it pushes me downstream. Okay. See, I've learned something already. Be downstream from your bicycle. Hey, look at this. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. And I've already seen ahead, and I know that my destination is still there. Oh my God, my feet are so cold though. Look how red my legs are turning. Wow. Woo! We have arrived at the shelter. The shelter is still here and it's in better shape than it was when I first arrived here last year. About the same shape I was in when I left it, because I fixed it up some. I guess there's some squirrels living in here. There's a sleeping pad here, which I never use. It's so disgusting. Always, first thing I do when I come here is get this hideous rat and mouse latrine out of here. Huh. It's been cut in half since the last time I was here. I see there's some dry firewood in here. That's good. Okay, time to settle down and make camp. First thing I'm doing is cleaning off the table and the bed platform. I'm getting all these Douglas fir cones off of here. Obviously there's been a squirrel living up here in the rafters and eating its pine nuts. I'm glad it's squirrels and not mice. I worry a little bit less about hantavirus. I could be wrong. Could be that squirrels carry hantavirus too. I don't know. Look at all those down there. Some busy squirrels in here. Wow. One of the most important things for me to do first is to get my sleeping bag out and give it a chance to fluff up a bit. I sleep really cold. Almost all of the camp setup chores are done. We just need to go down and get some water now. Wow, water's really high. Took a little bit of doing, but we made it out to the riverbank. This is actually a nice place to camp, just a little bit rocky. Here's some pussy willows in bloom, but they're almost done. The river's pretty high, just like I knew it would be. No one's going to be crossing from that trail to get here tonight. Should be very peaceful out here. Should have lots of solitude. Camp is all set up. Got my water. Now all that's left to do is to crack open a step 2. Some Colorado Kool-Aid. Cheers! Which should I do first? Look at the Verpa patch or the oyster patch? I'm gonna have to flip a coin. This is heads, this is tails. So let's say heads is the Verpa patch and tails is the oyster patch, and throw it up in the air, and we got tails, so we're gonna go check out the oysters first. There are no oysters in the oyster patch. Maybe I'm early. There's some maybe Trimedes versicolor. It's orange. Checking to see if it's got some pores on it. I think it does. I'd have to look with my hand lens. Yeah, maybe I'm early. I think we found these here before in May. And this is April 9th. Yeah. Yep. No oysters. Okay. Let's go check out the Verpa patch then. I haven't found Verpas here in several years, so I'm not very optimistic about finding a Verpa here. But we can check. Since we were a little bit late for the prime Verpas down at sea level, I feel like this is the perfect spot up here, or the perfect time up here in the mountains for Verpas. Don't see any though. I found a few right in this spot before. But it's been a few years. Could be a little early. Okay. Doesn't look like we'll be eating any fresh wild mushrooms on this trip. That's okay. We've got some dehydrated ones, lots of them. I think I will come back here in another week and look again. When the cottonwood leaves are the size of mouse's ears is when you can get Verpas. Okay. Well, I guess we're early because I don't really see any leaves up on those cottonwood trees. I'd feel better about it if I had a cottonwood branch that was down low for me to look at closely. But yeah, I think we're early. So I should come back here as like a day hike in a week or two and try again, because we're early. I went and got more water, and I got my water bag hanging here. This is great for if you want to dry camp. This holds a ton of water, and then it just folds flat and doesn't weigh anything. And over here, I'm heating up some water. I brought this little cook stove, which I've never used before. I picked it up at a Goodwill in Oregon when I was camping. I think I paid something like $8 for it. I don't know. I got a heck of a deal on this thing, and it claims to be ultralight, but I don't call that ultralight at all. But since I'm on my bicycle, I don't have to be ultralight today. I'm going to use this to heat up water to put in my hot water bottle. And then I'll just go ahead and slip that under my sleeping bag, and my sleeping bag will be nice and warm by the time it's time for me to get into it. As soon as I've got enough water in my hot water bottle, then I'm going to have my dinner, which will be a coconut Thai curry with some cellophane noodles. It's going to take a couple of pots of hot water to fill up my hot water bottle. That's partly why I brought a quick fast stove for this. I can do it with my pot can stove, but this is better for this application. I've got these cellophane noodles. They're made out of mung beans. They're really nice for hiking because they cook so quickly. I'd say my noodles are basically done. So I'm going to add my Thai coconut curry to it. And in this curry, I have, I think, some king boletes. And I definitely have some verpas that I picked just yesterday or day before. And this is just from my fridge. For the first night, it's okay to have something that's should be refrigerated. It's all vegetables. There's no meat in it. So I'm sure it was fine in my pack. So I'm just going to add this to my noodles. I guess these are done now. They're nice and hot. And the curry is spicy enough. It looks a little watered down, but I think this is actually going to be very flavorful. There's a lot of chili paste in here. I also use galangal and lemongrass and kaffir lime leaf. And there's some stinging nettles in here, along with carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower. The spoon is not working for these, so I made myself some Douglas fir chopsticks. I'll eat my noodles this way. Found a nice comfortable log to sit on. Bella's got her dog food, but for now she's ignoring it, hoping for my food, of course. This is absolutely delicious. I need to start eating these mung bean cellophane noodles more often. They are so good. For dessert tonight, since it's the first night on a backpacking trip, I've got fresh salad. I don't really feel like going to all the trouble of chopping it though, so I think I'll eat a bite of lettuce and then eat a bite of tomato with some salt on it. Really just brought this because I needed to use it up. It would have gone bad in my fridge before I got back home. So here we go, salad. I like to start preparing my breakfast the night before. What I have is instant rice with milk and sugar and raisins mixed in. And this is enough for 2 breakfasts. So I'll try to get about half of it in here. And then I'll go ahead and pour cold water on it. Because it's instant rice, by morning it will be rehydrated and ready to heat. Just from that cold water soak overnight. And then I'll probably heat up just a little bit of milk to go over it though in the morning too, so it will be a hot breakfast. But at least this way it gets all rehydrated ahead of time. It might taste a little bit like coconut curry since I'm reusing the container that was in. There, we'll just let that sit till morning. I really don't think we're going to be bothered by bears here, and I don't even know if I have enough rope, but I'll go ahead and attempt to put my food up in a tree anyway. The best way to get a rope up in the tree is to put a rock in a grocery bag and then tie the rope to the bag and then throw it over the branch. The rock gives you some heft to get your rope up in the tree. There we go. Got it over the branch. Yay! So this is called a yursack, and it's not like officially accepted by any Park Service agency by itself to take the place of a bear can. But I love them because they're so light and they keep the mice out. If you buy a metal insert to go in it, then I think some agencies will certify this. Okay, so Gonna untie the bag with the rock in it, and now attach my bear bag. And I've tied just a simple bow knot in there. That'll be easy to get undone, but also stay tight. Okay, now let's hoist it up here. There, that's about 10-12 feet up in the tree. And now I'm going to tie the rope to this branch that you can't see because it's just under the camera. But once I've got it tied up, I'll show you what I've done. I think I did a pretty good job of hanging my food here. It's about 15 feet out from the tree as is required, and it's about 12 feet up in the air. So it should be relatively bear proof. I guess a baby bear could climb out onto that branch. And then the end is tied way over here a long ways from the bag like you're required to do. Not that there's really any requirements here. I'm not in a national park, but still it's fun to practice. This just happens to be an ideal spot to hang a bear bag. Okay, food is up for the night, but I'm really not worried about bears except for when it gets dark. Then I'll be up all night screaming at every little sound. But right now, at the moment, I'm not worried about bears. Sunset's coming up. I think I'll start a fire. All the wood out here is quite wet. This might be a bit of a challenge. It's looking like it's going to start. Yay, the moon is up. And it's big. I hope it stays up all night. It's big enough it's going to provide a decent amount of light if it stays up. This site is completely surrounded by river. We got the big river on that side, and then the little river there goes all the way and wraps around behind. So with all the river noise, we don't have to hear the dance of the stick breakers, which is always nice because the stick breakers can be a little startling. Isn't that right, Bella? Bella's got her pajamas on. She's ready for bed. I've parked my bicycle in the middle of the trail in case any animals decide to walk down the trail in the night. I've never had any animal encounters here though. No reason to think I will tonight. Bella is on high alert. I'm not sure why. What's out there? Is there a squirrel? Yeah, probably a squirrel. It's almost bedtime. I'm going to sit up until I'm really tired though. I'm getting there. Okay, going to bed, changing into my pajamas. I wear different clothes for sleeping when I'm camping because I want to keep my 900 fill down. This quilt as clean as possible because whenever you wash down, it loses some of its loft. So the goal is to never have to wash it. I might slip my rain pants on because they're pretty clean. I'm going to use, I think, this blanket for a pillow. I brought it for Bella to lay on, but she won't. Dogs never lay on whatever I bring for them to lay on. They always just want to lay in the dirt. If I start getting really cold, I got down booties in here, plus a down hat. And then I got my down coat that I'm going to wear. Since this is a quilt and not a mummy bag, you wear a coat and a hat. I don't like mummy bags. I feel too claustrophobic. I get terrified if I zip myself all the way up into a mummy bag. I freak out. So the down quilt was the answer for me. I'm feeling pretty relaxed and calm. It really helps that the moon is so bright and so high, and I think it's going to stay out most of the night. Probably going to show up on here. So I'm feeling pretty relaxed. So I'll see you in the morning, unless something exciting happens in the night, but there better not be anything exciting happening in the night here. There better not be. Good night. Yay! We survived the night. The moon was big and it stayed up all night. I really do like to have a little warming campfire first thing in the morning that I can sip my coffee next to. I'll let this fire go out after this though. I don't need a fire burning all day long, as long as I can find other ways to stay warm. I got wood for tonight too. I think Bella wants to go down to the river and get a sip of water. I'll have to walk down there in a bit. She doesn't want to go down there without me. It's too far away. Oh, I don't even know what I look like. I don't have morning hair because I got a hat on, so. Cheers, everyone. And I do need a bit more sleep. I'll probably get that in a bit here. I'm gonna maybe have my breakfast soon or maybe wait. I'm not really a breakfast person. Let's see how well hydrated my rice is this morning. Oh yeah, see that puffed right up. Yay. The best part about camping maybe is sitting next to the fire in the morning, sipping coffee and just waking up in the woods. Don't like going to bed in the woods. It kind of creeps me out, but I sure do like waking up in the woods. It's nice. It's so peaceful. So here's my rice from last night. It's pretty well hydrated. I'm going to stick it in this pot. It'll be a little bit easier to eat it out of this pot, I think. And then Bella can have this bowl for her water. So there we go. Breakfast is served. This seems like an excellent day to just sit around the campfire and relax and drink coffee. It's a little bit overcast, and there is some rain in the forecast for 2 or 3 hours this evening. So it's going to be kind of a gray day. Perfect day to just sit by the fire and relax. Isn't that right, Bella? Do you know how to relax? I don't think you do. Our promised rain has arrived. It's not coming down too hard though. I'm hoping I can keep the fire lit. I covered it up with wood. It'd be really nice if it wasn't enough rain to put the fire out. Bella's hanging out down here on some Douglas fir branches. She likes that. I'll sit in here for a while, waiting out the rain. It's kind of dark in here though, so I hope this rain doesn't last for too long. We're having a great day though. May as well have my lunch while I'm sitting in here waiting for the rain to end. I've never been in this shelter in the rain before. I have no idea how waterproof it is. Seems like it's waterproof though, because the table and everything are always dry when I come in here, so I think we'll be okay. It's lunchtime, and I know I'm probably looking a bit scruffy because I didn't pack a mirror or a comb. It is what it is. Lunch is smoked trout on homemade sourdough crackers. This is a gourmet backpacking lunch for me. I have never packed canned food backpacking before, but since I'm bicycle packing, I thought, what the heck? And it saved me from having to go to the store at all. All the food I brought with me, I already had in my pantry. This is going to be really good. I am so looking forward to this lunch. I finally figured out how to make nice crispy crackers too, so bon appetit. I'm going to have coffee with my lunch too. I'll give a little demonstration of how my water bag works. I just got it hung from the rafters here. There we go. There's my coffee water. This bag is so great. I love it, and I've had it a long time. I still can't believe how long it's lasted. It's just still holding up, still holding up. Smoked fish is probably Bella's favorite food, so I'm letting her have the last little scraps out of my canning jar there. Then I got to figure out a way to safely pack my canning jar to take it home. I'm not going to be able to keep this fire going. It needs more wood, and in order to get more wood, I would have to go outside. I've got full rain gear, that's fine, but I don't have waterproof footwear, and I really don't want to get my shoes wet. So I think I'm probably going to give up on this fire, which is a shame. It's so much nicer with a fire. I don't think I'll be able to relight this if it stops raining. Everything is going to be so wet. That's too bad. It's 2 o'clock right now, and all the predictions are for heavy rain until midnight, so there's no way I'm going to be able to keep this fire going. I probably should have just drug all my wood under the cover to have a chance of starting a fire again later, instead of throwing all my wood on it. I thought the rain was supposed to stop in a couple hours, but actually it goes down to 90% chance of heavy rain in 2 hours, and then a 70% chance of heavy rain for 4 hours, and then 30% chance of heavy rain. It isn't until midnight that the rain is predicted to stop. So it's going to be a very dark night with the rain and the clouds. The moon probably won't do us much good, and we're not going to have a fire. I've decided we're going to bail out of here. The shelter is leaking a little bit, and I wasn't expecting such heavy rain, and we might have trouble getting back out on the road we came in on with all this rain, or even crossing the creek again, so I'm going to pack up and get out of here. Here we go! Back across the creek. Not going to mess around with my shoes, because my feet are going to be soaking wet just getting out of here, so just going to go. You know what? This creek is higher than it was when we crossed it earlier. There is another way out of here, but sometimes it involves snow this time of year. All right, made it across the creek. Now I've got to push the bike up this hideous hillside. I hope you enjoyed our soggy video, our little misadventure. Come on, Bella. For some reason, Bella doesn't want to get in the car. It's being funny. Oh well. See you next week. Hopefully I can get out of here. Bye-bye.